several daunting challenges that have continued to escalate in scale and sophistication, with attendant and unintended consequences for the integrity of both the CBN and the country at large. These challenges primarily include: 1, significant hoarding of banknotes by members of the public, with statistics showing that over 85% of currency in circulation are outside the vaults of our commercial banks. To be more specific, as at the end of September 2022, available data at the CBN indicate that 2.73 trillion naira out of the 3.23 trillion naira currency in circulation was outside the vaults of commercial banks across the country and supposedly held by members of the public. Evidently, currency in circulation has more than doubled since 2015, rising from 1.46 trillion in December 2015 to 3.23 trillion as at September 2022. I must say that this is a very worrisome trend that cannot continue to be allowed. 2, worsening shortage of clean and fit banknotes with attendant negative perception of the CBN and increased risk to financial stability. 3, increasing ease and risk of counterfeiting, evidenced by several security reports. Indeed, recent developments in photographic technology and advancements in printing devices have made counterfeiting relatively easier. In recent years, the CBN has recorded significantly higher rates of counterfeiting, especially at the higher denominations of 500 and 1,000 naira banknotes. Although global best practice is for central banks to redesign, produce, and circulate new local legal tender every 5 to 8 years, our existing series of banknotes, the naira, has not been redesigned in the last 20 years. The bank remains resolutely determined to achieve the objective of its mandate as enshrined in Section 2B of the CBN Act of 2007 to ensure a strong and effective legal tender. It is therefore no longer tenable to continue with business as usual, especially given the continually evolving circumstances that would impeach the optimal performance of our naira. Furthermore, we believe that the redesign of the currency will help deepen our drive to entrench cashless economy, as it will be complemented by increased minting of our e-naira. This will further rein in the currency outside the banking system into the banking system, thereby making monetary policy more efficacious. Also, in view of the prevailing level of security situation in the country, the CBN is convinced that the incidence of terrorism and kidnapping will be minimized, as access to large volume of money outside the banking system used as source of funds for ransom payments will begin to dry up. Ladies and gentlemen, on the basis of these trends, problems, and facts set out above, and in line with the provisions of Sections 2B, Section 18A, and Section 19, Subsection A and B of the CBN Act 2007, the management of the CBN has sought and obtained the approval of President Muhammadu Buhari to redesign, produce, release, and circulate new series of banknotes at 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira levels. In line with this approval, we have finalized arrangements for the new currency to begin circulation from December 15, 2022, after its launch by President Muhammadu Buhari. The new and existing currencies shall remain legal tender and circulate together until January 31, 2023, when the existing currencies shall cease to be legal tender. Accordingly, all deposit money banks currently holding the existing denominations of the currency may begin returning these banknotes back to the CBN effective immediately. The newly designed currency will be released to the banks in the order of first come, first served basis. Customers of banks are enjoined to begin paying into their bank accounts the existing currency to enable them to withdraw the new banknotes once circulation begins in mid-December 2022. All banks are therefore expected to keep open their currency processing centers from Monday to Saturday so as to accommodate all cash that will be returned by their customers to their vaults. For the purpose of this transition from existing to new notes, bank charges for cash deposits are hereby suspended with immediate effect. Therefore, deposit money banks are to note that no bank customer shall bear any charges for cash returned or paid into their bank accounts. Members of the public are to please note further that the present notes remain legal tender and should not be rejected as a means of exchange for purchase of goods and services. We would like to use this opportunity to reassure the general public that the CBN would continue to monitor both the financial system in particular and the economy in general, and always act in good faith for the achievement of the bank's objectives and betterment of our country in general.
What we have right now is that if you pay 150,000 into your account, you do not incur charges. But if you pay more than 150,000, you pay the charges. So which means it does not limit you from paying in whether it's 10 million or 1 billion into your account. The only thing is that it says you will pay for cash processing for depositing above 150,000. So what we've done by this is to say, even if you want to pay 1 billion, 10 billion into your account, that you are not going to be charged any money. Will this decision impact the value of the Naira?
Well, I do not want to just easily admit that would happen, but we suspect that this would happen and that it will positively impact the value of the Naira, because we don't want to dwell in speculation, we want to dwell in reality. But the point is this, I'm going to the issue of the person who talked about whether it will rein in inflation. The issue is that, like you have heard, as of September 2022, we had 3.23 trillion Naira in circulation. Out of that, 2.73 trillion Naira is outside the vaults of the banks. So first of all, what we want to do is move all these 3.23 trillion Naira back into the CBN so we can take control of money supply again and begin to see how this will help rein in inflation. No doubt we believe it has positive impact on inflation. Timeline for mopping up, I would say today is 26th. So we have about 7 days to the end, or 6 or 7 days to the end of October, till January 31, 2023. That is almost about 100 days. I think that is adequate to mop up the currency out of currency from circulation back to the vaults of the CBN. The last person talked about the bulk of the people in the rural areas. You are correct that it will impact them, particularly those who do not have bank accounts. And that is the reason, like I said yesterday at the session we had at the first year anniversary of our e-Naira, We will be introducing a number of tokens, and where people in our rural areas, even if you don't have a bank account, you should be able to conduct banking services without necessarily having a bank account. However, if you are carrying cash, you can go to the nearest bank branch near you. They will take your cash and open an account for you for the purpose of collecting naira back. For the purpose of returning the old naira, right, into the bank's vaults, and then collecting collecting the new naira when we begin to release them. But we will continue to fine-tune this program to see to it that the interest of all Nigerians, I wouldn't make life more difficult for Nigerians, but you all must agree that this trend of lots of money out of circulation, out of the bank vaults, is unacceptable. You can imagine doubling of the size of naira in circulation from 1.46 trillion in 2015, in fact more than double, to 3.23 trillion in September 2022. It's unacceptable, and it takes the control of money supply out of the hands of the central bank. We want to have firm grip of money supply in Nigeria.